deserve a better life, and it's special. I'm also very connected with Nelson Mandela. I know that you guys, most of you know about Nelson Mandela. He's one of the leaders that I truly try to aspire to. With that heart, that energy, and everything he did in South Africa. And traveling in South Africa, I realized that there are people with good hearts, but also people that want to change their lives. And it's very connected to the place I'm coming from. I was born in Romania. Maybe some of you guys said about Romania from Dracula. You know about the vampire Dracula, and it's a small country in the east side of Europe. There were 50 years of communism. So if you don't know about communism, people for 50 years they were not allowed to travel outside Romania. It was illegal, and it was illegal also to be an entrepreneur. You had to work for the government. So just imagine how it is to grow up in that kind of environment. No travel and no kind of entrepreneurial skills, obviously, from my grandparents, my parents, and so on and so forth. My mom was an engineer. My father was working in a bank. So, there are good people with decent jobs. But I learned, the normal model of life, right? You go to school, you get good grades, then you study something, you go to a university, you have good grades, then you take a normal job, and you work 8, 10 hours per day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Maybe you have a decent salary, you have one holiday a year, maybe you can have a decent car if you have a good income, or a decent house, and then after 40, 50 years you retire, right? So I don't know how that worked for you guys. For me, for sure, seeing my parents was obvious that I don't want that lifestyle. I love them as human beings, but that was not for me. I wanted to be free. I wanted to travel. I wanted to, be successful and to meet friends from all around the world. So then when I was 19 years old, I moved to the capital of Romania, which is Bucharest. I was born in a very small city, like 10,000 people. It's almost like a village. And imagine that the street where I'm coming from didn't have cement on it. So I'm coming from the countryside of the countryside of the countryside, guys. So whatever situation you are right now, I probably get it. I probably understand it. And as I told you, I moved to Bucharest when I was 19 years old. When I was 15 years old, I lost my father, which died from cancer. And seeing him dying, that was one of the things that woke me up, because I realized that, we all have a limited amount of time, in this life. There may maybe 10 years more, 20, 30, 40, 50, God bless, maybe 100 years, but it's still limited, you know. And when we die, we don't take with us the rent that we're paying every month. We don't take with us, the bank statements. We don't take with us the cars, the houses, and I'm not saying those are not important. Obviously, we're living in a material world; they are important. But I realize that what we are really taking with us is the experiences, right? The memories we have, and most of the beautiful experiences, they're experiences with friends and family, something that moves us emotionally. And the second thing we take with us is the legacy we left behind, the lives we touched in our family, in our friends, and, in people from all around Romania, South Africa, and all around the world. So I guess that a big motivation started in my heart when I lost my dad. And then when I was 19, I moved to Bucharest. I was living with $120 a month. That was the whole money for a month from my grandparents' pension. So when you say you have financial challenges, I get it. I've been there. I know how it is. But I wanted something different. I wanted a change. So I started connecting to personal development. I realized that if I want to change something in my life, first of all, I want to change something here and here in my heart, right? So I started reading personal development books, reading success stories and getting connected to, successful people in Romania and in other countries, reading their books, watching their videos on YouTube or anywhere. I started going to seminars, and obviously I started to develop my mind and my spirit and my heart. And when I was 19, I became an entrepreneur, and slowly, I became successful as an entrepreneur. I had a construction company, but even if when I started making money, I realized that that's not all. You know, obviously money is important, but money is not everything. Health is also important. Time is also important. Time for your hobbies, for your passions, for your family, for your friends, time for traveling and other things. And I didn't have all those things. And when I was 24, I discovered network marketing. I had no idea about network marketing before. I didn't know how it worked, but I fell in love with the model. Helping other people getting what they want, and that's how you also get what you want. And putting in the market products or services that have a good quality, and obviously you can touch people's lives with them. So my first experience in network marketing lasted for about 2 years. It was a nutrition company, one of the big ones. I didn't have a lot of success. Actually, I struggled like crazy. I did somewhere between 500 to 1,000 presentations, and about 95% of them were no. So I got no after no after no after no after no. I know that most of the people would have quit after the first 2, 3 months, but it was something that was telling me in my heart that this is the right thing, and I can change my life with network marketing, and also I can help other people from all around Romania and around the world to change their lives with network marketing. So after 2 years, I realized that I was not aligned with the values of the leadership and everything that happened in that company. And I said I will never ever in my life do network marketing again. And that was happening until about 5 years and a half ago when I got a phone call from a friend of mine, which is now my business partner. Her name is Jeda Voina. She's very famous in Romania. She has a TV show. She had a big chain of saloons, luxurious saloons here, hair salon. And she called me very excited. Razvan, I found the most amazing idea. You need to see it. So long story short, I went to a meeting and I saw all ventures, guys. And in that moment, I just felt something, in my heart. Just like when you are in love, you know, it, when you are in love, it goes beyond the rational mind. It's all that mix of feelings and chemistry and energy and everything around. And suddenly life has become so beautiful. And that's what I felt with Dual Ventures. I felt that this is what I was looking for. This is the concept where I can travel around the world. And, it was a dream since I was a kid, to see the world, to meet people and civilizations and, just experience the earth, with everything around. And I saw this is the way where I can, become financially free, become independent, but also helping other people from around the world have a beautiful lifestyle. So I joined World Ventures. I started building it. I talked to my friends. Slowly, slowly, we started building an amazing system, which I will talk about in a moment. And after 1 year and a half, I reached the highest level in the company, which is the level of international marketing director. It was a record here in Europe. And my life in the last 5 years and a half has been such a bless, guys. I wake up sometimes in the morning and I have tears in my eyes, and I'm so grateful for everything that this company brought in my life. First of all, I went to about 200 trips all around the world. I just came back from Mexico, swimming with the whales, and I went to Africa, and I was fascinated by Africa. I always wanted to do a safari, in the jungle, meeting lions and elephants, and I did surfing in Hawaii, and then visiting Fiji, and so many beautiful places from all around the world. Obviously, I don't want to talk so much about money. Obviously, money are important, but it helped me become financially free. And when I'm saying financially free, just imagine how would it be right now to have no financial stress, you know, about car, about the house, about the travel, about anything. For me, money is important, and money is freedom. Freedom to do whatever you want, however you want, as long as you want, when you want. And when you get bored, you can stop or you can start over again. That's true freedom. And if I take it even more, spending time with your children, if you have kids, or with your friends, or with your families, or for yourself, for your heart, for your soul. That's that's freedom, and that's what you can do with money. And you can also help other people with money. We have so many activities here where we're going to, orphanages and donating and stuff like that. But more important, besides the trips and besides the money and the time, World Ventures brought in my life the opportunity to, one way or another, touch lives all around the world. And I'm so blessed that God gave me this amazing tool in my life. Because I know that when I'm in a call, like the one we have right now, There is one person who maybe is tired of whatever is happening right now. There is one person who wants more out of life. One person who wants maybe more freedom, maybe more money, maybe wants, a better car, a better life. Maybe there is one person that wants to impact some lives all around the world. Maybe there is one person that said, fuck it, I'm done. I want something else. I deserve something else. And right now I'm talking to that person. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from. It's from Johannesburg or Cape Town or Durban or whatever you are. But I know 100% that right now my heart is talking to your heart. So I'm not here to tell you how amazing my life is. You can go on Instagram and you can see that. I'm just here to show you how amazing your life can be if you're willing to follow a few steps that I follow. They worked for me. They work from thousands of people in my organization, and the and those things that will help you get what you really deserve out of life. So when I talk to someone about World Ventures, obviously, first of all, is you need to believe to build a belief in the company and in yourself. Okay. So how can you build a belief in World Ventures? So first of all, obviously, you build belief by downloading the app, checking the prices, looking what we're offering. We have so many amazing services, guys. I've been to, as I told you, so many trips all around the world. So if you are here, you are already a member. Compare the prices. Go and watch the dream trips. Watch the videos. Watch the trainings of Wayne Nugent, our founder, Mark Asset, our director of training. Feed your belief level right now from, I don't know where it is, 0%, 10%, 20%, 30%. You need to build it to 100%. So check the prices, check the app and everything. Build your belief level. Another thing, you build your belief level when you go to a trip. So what I recommend you with all my heart, find a trip, even if it's a cheap one in Africa somewhere, and just go and travel somewhere, because that's an investment. Here, fortunately, you don't have investment, right? You don't have employees, you don't have an office, you don't have anything that, takes money away from you. You can only invest in trips, which are an investment. And I think it doesn't sound like a drama, right, to invest in trips. And you invest in your personal development. And I will talk immediately about this. Another thing, how you can increase your belief level when you make the first money, even the first $20, because once you get those money in your bank account and you see the first $20, you realize that if you can make $20, you can make $100. If you can make $100, you can make $300. If you can make $300, you can make $1,000. You can make $1,000, you can make $500, $5,000, sorry, and so on and so forth. So the belief level grows step by step. And the third way you can, increase your belief level is going to an international event, and I will talk immediately about it. And this is, how you build yourself. Now the second thing is how you build your trust in yourself. Okay, you have the belief in World Ventures, but how you believe the trust in yourself. Whenever I'm starting someone, whatever someone makes, I will ask you guys also to realize is what motivates you to be here. And you don't have to answer to me. Just think about it right now. What do you really want out of life? What do you want? Do you want more money? That's great. Money is important, right? But what would you do with your money? What would you do if you have an extra $500 a month or $1,000? Or I know some of you maybe see more, like 2,000, 5,000, 30,000, 100,000. You can get anywhere. But what would you do with those money? What do you want to achieve in your life? Who do you want to help? Who do you want to inspire? Who do you want to create a better lifestyle for? Yourself, your family, Because at the end of the day, World Ventures is just a vehicle, right? I'm in my car right now. And the purpose of this vehicle is to take me from what I am right now from point A to point B. And the same thing is World Ventures, guys. World Venture is a vehicle that is supposed to take you from wherever you are right now, point A in your life, to take you to point B. But you need to have a desire, first of all, to get from point A to point B. And that I cannot do for you, sorry. I have so many people around the world, and they're telling me, Razvan, you're a trainer, you're a motivational speaker. How do you motivate people? And I'm saying, no, I'm not motivating people. I don't know how to motivate people. The only thing I know how to do, I know how to take motivated people that want to get from point A to point B and to help them move from point A into point B. That's what I know how to do. So I cannot inject you with motivation. You need to inject yourself with motivation. And people are motivated by two things, pleasure or pain. I don't know what pain you have right now in your life, but if it's there, you don't need to allow it, to be there for the rest of your life. I don't know what kind of pain you have right now, but I know 100% that World Ventures can solve it. If it's an emotional pain, if it's a mental pain, if it's a financial pain, if it's a time freedom pain, probably World Ventures can solve it. But you have to realize it, and you have to be willing to go to work. Now, what does it mean to go to work? And this is step number 2, right? I have a motivation. I want to know how to do it. What do I need to do? You have to develop 5 main skills. The first skill is your ability to invite people to see World Ventures. The second skill is the ability to present this concept. The third skill is the ability to close, or to finalize discussions with people, if you want to say it like that. The fourth ability is the ability to train your people, to help someone start up the right way, work with him, help him, right? And obviously these skills you can develop. And the fifth one is your ability to promote, right? Promote events, promote travel presentations, travel parties, which we call the public presentations, everything else. So if you develop these 5 skills, you can become truly a millionaire with World Ventures. But at least if you develop the first one and the second one, which means inviting people and finalizing the discussions or closing, you can become very successful, okay? At least making $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month. So let's talk about the first one, your ability to invite people. If I were right now at the beginning, I will talk to everyone, guys. Some of you are asking me, Razvan, but who do I talk to? Everyone. What do you mean everyone? Everyone. Whoever breathes and speaks, you need to speak to those people. Why am I saying that? Because some of the things that are happening with us when we join World Ventures, we start thinking who will do it and who will not do it. And I'm telling you with all my heart, you cannot play God. Don't prejudge. You have no idea. Don't take it to your rational mind and deciding who will do it and who will not do it. Just go talk to everyone. When I meet people, I speak to them about World Ventures. I enrolled ex-colleagues in World Ventures from high school. I enrolled my friends from childhood. I enrolled ex-colleagues from the university. I enrolled people that I worked in other businesses. I enrolled bartenders. I enrolled priests. I enrolled entrepreneurs. I enrolled old people. I enrolled young people. I enrolled lawyers. I enrolled doctors. I enrolled everyone, guys. Why am I saying that? Because you have no idea who will join World Ventures. Just talk to everyone. How do you talk? You just talk. You open your mouth, So you don't need to develop specific skills that you don't already have. So let me ask you something and think about it. How many of you guys went to kindergarten, right? From 3 to 5 or 6 or 7 years old, right? Most of us. And when you were in kindergarten, or let's say later on in the primary school, or did you make friends there? Did you make friends? Obviously, the answer is yes. I have a question for you. How did you make those friends? You went and you spoke to them, or they came and they spoke to you. But in this world that we all live in, and it doesn't matter if you're from Romania or South Africa or United States or China, we became very defensive with people, Maybe we were hurt in love, in friendship, in businesses, in our job or whatever, and we create walls of protection around us. And we create those walls of protection to protect us from suffering, whatever suffering is. But those walls of protection don't protect us just from suffering, but they also protect us from opportunities, from friendship, from love, and from whatever is good and good for your soul, for your heart, for your spirit on this planet, guys. Because whatever you want to get in this life, most of the things you'll get from people, but you have to be open to receive again people in your life. You just go and you talk to people, you know. How do you talk? Like, look, how are you? My name is Razvan. You know, I know it's strange that we're connecting, but what are you doing here? You know, it doesn't matter where I met them, in the airport, in a bar, in a restaurant. I always connect with people, and I always make a compliment to them, a sincere compliment. If it's a bartender, I love the way you know. I like your energy. If it's someone from a shop, I like the way you know you took care of me. You know, if it's you know, there is a guy, and oh my God, that's such an inspirational story. If you guys didn't meet Tommy, Tommy's from South Africa, and he's at the last level in the company. He's an international marketing director, and he came in Romania a few months ago. And the guy was a miner, guys. He was working on a mine. You know, his income was, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was about $200 a month. You know, and he has a family and kids and everything. And when I met Tommy, I realized there are two categories of people. There are people that are looking for solutions to change their life, and there are people who are looking for excuses. You know, I don't know which category you're on right now. I know that for a big part of my life, I was in the excuse category. You know, I don't have the time, I don't have the experience, I don't have the money, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that. And what do you think I was attracting in my life? More of that. More of I don't have money, more of I don't have time, more of I don't have experience, more of frustration, and more things. Because you attract what you think, right? So when I started changing my life and I focused myself on solutions and I said, Razvan, you know what? What's enough, it's enough. You know, I will take the decision to find solutions. I will find the money, I will find the time, I will find the motivation, I will train myself, I will read the right books, I will go to the right events, I will surround myself with the successful people, you know, and you have Dana next to you and probably some other leaders next to you, you know, so just be around the people that have a vision, you know, that they are going from point A to point B in their life, and that's how they can also help you to go from point A to point B in your life. And then you just talk to everyone, you know. That's step number one. The next step, you know, make a schedule, you know. Just decide, Razvan, and that's how I'm talking to myself. Razvan, how much time are you willing to invest in World Ventures, you know? You know, and make a plan there is in balance with your heart, with your soul, with your family, with your job. You don't have to quit your job to do World Ventures or your business, you know. Find the right time that is good for you, you know, and then you say, I want to invest 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 10 hours, 20 hours, whatever. You know, you can invest 5 hours a day or 1 hour a day or 1 hour every 5 days. It doesn't matter. It's your time, your decision. Obviously, the more time you invest, the bigger results you'll have or the faster results you'll have, right? But again, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It doesn't matter when you get to $500 a month. The important thing is to get there. Extra, I mean. It doesn't matter when you get to $5,000 a month. The important is to get there, or even more. It depends on how much your mind can afford right now and how far you can see, right? So you say, I want to invest 5 hours a week. And now you get, okay, how do I take the maximum advantage out of those 5 hours a week that I want to invest in? So the third step is to use a system or to create a system. So there are some ways in which you can present World Ventures. Remember, I told you the second skill is the skill of presenting, right? Presenting World Ventures. So how can you present World Ventures? First of all, through online meetings, you know, just like we're doing right now. You know, we're in a Zoom call. Obviously, you guys realize that it's for free. It's an app. You know, you download it on your phone and you just invite people, meet them face to face, right? It doesn't matter where you're from. You see, I'm in Romania or in Africa, right? There are thousands of kilometers away. And you just have the slides. That's how I do my presentation, right? I have the slides, and obviously they then will give you the slides if you don't have them. And I present World Ventures, guys. Look, the activity is very hard. You take the left finger or the right finger, you press the screen of your phone, and you just take like this on the slide on your phone, right? Or laptop or tablet or whatever you are using, right? And don't worry about making a perfect presentation. You know, the slides will guide you, right? Actually, think about it. It's very simple what we're doing, right? We have a travel membership where we have dream trips, yeah, holidays, yeah, the packages. We also have a booking engine, a concierge, a restaurants program. You have gold, platinum, or titanium, you know, 3 memberships. And then we have a compensation plan around it. You don't need a PhD in quantum physics to explain World Ventures, guys. It's one of the easiest things on earth to explain. But build your faith, build your courage, and go and present. Anyway, the people who you present to have no idea what you're saying. Yeah, so you cannot be wrong, right? Just have the courage and go and present World Venture. So that's one way to do it. Another way is using video presentations, and we have multiple video presentations in English with from the Mac team and from leaders from around the world. You have also some of them from South Africa with Sachin Govender, the legend of South Africa, quadruple IND in World Ventures, and he's only 26 years old. That's such an inspirational story. He's a good friend of mine, and when I met him, he was 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken. That's crazy. I mean, the evolution he had since he joined World Ventures is unbelievable, guys. And he's an inspiration, but obviously he didn't even scratch the market in South Africa. You need to open your mind on how big is the market, right? So I will finish with the presentation and then I will come back to the vision, right? So the second way is through video calls, right? So first of all, slides, presentations, one-on-ones or through Zoom meetings. Second of all is through video calls, but don't send, video presentations, but don't send video presentations as a spam. How many of you guys receive emails and you never open them? All the time, right? So if you just send a video, it doesn't work. You need the personal connection with that person, right? And the third way to present World Ventures is through travel parties. So what do we call travel parties? Either an event that is in someone's house where he invites 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 people, whatever, or a public presentations when we meet in a bar, in a club, or somewhere where, in about an hour, we explain World Ventures, we have some testimonials, some experiences from members, and, people can get to see the community and the membership and the business and everything that World Ventures is. So for what I call, this is a complete system. I will tell you how our system looks. So for example, from Monday to Friday in Romania, we have public presentations in 2 locations in Bucharest, which is about the size of Johannesburg, or even a little less. Actually, right now, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to a travel party like this, so a presentation. And every evening, we have about 20, 30, maybe 40 people. We have moments where we have even 100 or 150 people. It depends on the evening. So 5 times a week, right? And then I'm doing, obviously, about 3, 4, 5, 10, it depends on the day, one-on-one presentations, either through Zoom, either I meet people for coffee and we talk directly. So one of the reasons that we broke the record, as INDs in Europe, and we did it in 1.5 years, because we had all the system working together, right? Online, offline, we had Zoom calls also, online presentations every day at 9:30. There are some teams that are doing it even 2, 3 times a day. So obviously, a lot of people were finding out about World Ventures all the time. So that's why we increased like crazy. So I knew that when I started World Ventures, I knew that if I want to become an international marketing director, I need to have 3,000 members in my organization. So I realized that to have 3,000 members join my team in 1.5 years, I need at least 10,000 people to find out about World Ventures. So what did we do? We created a system in which 10,000 people can find out about World Ventures in 1.5 years. So if you guys already have a system, and I'm sure you are doing some great things there, use the system. And if you want to accelerate, do more Zoom calls, more presentations, more meetings. This is the key to success, And it doesn't matter, again, we're all different, right? And we all have our own reasons to do World Ventures, our own motivation, our own life, our own, desires. And you need to realize how big is the cake in South Africa, and not only in South Africa. Because think about it. I know that the population of South Africa is about 50 million, 50, 55 million. I know that, when I was there 2 times, I searched at some point. And just think about something. I mean, I'm completely aware about the financial situation, and the economy and everything. But think about it really, right? Statistically speaking, how many people from South Africa travel, can afford to travel? Think about it. How many of them? Would it be 30%, 20%, 10%? Right? Maybe 10% is 5 million, right? Give it a little, even less, right? 5%, it's 2.5 million. But let's give it like this. Let's give it 1%, right? So if 10% is 5 million, 5.5 million or something, 1% is 550 people or families, let's say. And think about something. In all South Africa, right? In Johannesburg, in Cape Town, in Durban, in all the big cities all around, are there is there 1% of the population that is traveling? Obviously, there are a lot more. But let's say just 1%, right? So if you go to 1%, let's say that's your target as a team, right? You have 500,000 potential. I'm not saying they will join. Potential members in World Ventures. Obviously, the percentage is a lot more, but I wanted to talk to the most skeptical person in this call, the most pessimistic person in this call. Okay? So if you go to 1%, it's 500,000 people, potential customers for World Ventures. I mean, people that want to travel, and obviously they want to travel smarter because that's why you join World Ventures, or you want to make a business. So right now, guys, there are about maybe 100,000 people maximum in all Africa, not just South Africa, in all Africa, that join World Ventures. That means that 99% of the population in Africa have no idea about World Ventures. No idea. They don't know about the existence of this company. And some of them, the ones they found out, they found out maybe 5 years ago or 4 years ago or 3 years ago when we didn't have all these services. We didn't have, the trips and the right systems and the right offers and the contracts and everything, or the right infrastructure. So that's why you need to open your mind to what's possible, Dane was saying earlier that we have about 70,000 people in our organization that joined in 5 years and a half. And this means I'm not the only one that is successful. We have 4 people in our team at the last level in the company, international marketing director. We have about 20 people at the level of regional marketing director and national marketing director. And the medium income there is about $10,000 to $20,000 a month from this business. We have about 200-300 marketing directors, which means people that are making minimum $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. And we have over 1,000 3-star reps, senior reps, and directors. So those are people that are making from a few $100s a month to $1,000, $2,000. So this is what you need to understand when I'm talking about potential 500,000 people only in South Africa. This is what you need to understand. What's my piece of the pie from there? It's a huge pie. Huge pie. And you need to think what's truly the piece they want to take from there. If you want to make $500 a month, that's awesome. If you want to make $5,000 a month, that's awesome. If you want to do more, that's also awesome. But decide to take a piece of the pie. And let me tell you something. If you won't do it, someone else will do it. That I can promise you for sure. I don't know how many people we have right now in this call. Let me check it out. There are about 20, 25 people in this call right now, right? So some of you guys will really become successful. I don't know who it is. And some of you guys will quit. Sorry to be the dream stealer, but I have to be honest with you guys. Why will you quit? Simply because you'll get in your own head and you'll forget why are you doing this for. Because you'll have ups and downs, like in everything in life, right? All of you until now, you had ups and downs in your life. In your personal life, in love, in your marriage, in your business, in your job. It's normal. It's part of life. But if you want to get from point A to point B with a car, you'll probably have some obstacles. Maybe there will be a police control. Maybe there will be some traffic jam or whatever. You'll have obstacles. And if you allow those obstacles to stop you, you will not go from point A to point B with the car or with the train or wherever you are going. And it's the same thing with World Ventures. I promise you with all my heart, you will have obstacles. It's impossible not to have obstacles, right? From point A to point B. I don't know how your obstacles will look like. Maybe you'll have some people that will say they will join and they will not join. Maybe you'll have to do some meetings and you'll have a lot of people saying no. Maybe you'll have some teams joining and then they will quit. Well, I don't know what will happen to you, right? But something will happen to you. It's part of building this business. That's why it's normal for the people who become successful to be paid for that, right? So if you manage to go out of your mind, out of your frustration, and to keep the course, going from point A to point B, following your heart, following your dreams, surrounding yourself, with the people that are really focused, like Dane and all the others in the team, right? Doing the meetings, talking to people, talking to enough people. I don't know, if some people ask me how many people I need to bring in World Ventures, how many people I need to talk to. The answer is enough. I don't know how many. Enough. Enough. What does enough mean? Enough means enough. They might be 10 people, 20 people, 40 people, 50 people, 2,000 people. I don't know. Enough, guys. Because you have two options. Option number one is to quit. And when you quit, you'll go back to your life, right? And if your life is perfect, that's awesome. I'm glad for you. But if it's not perfect, quitting means you'll go back to where you started. But if you stay the course and you keep the course and you are faithful and loyal and you do the right things, the chances for you to be successful are big. And the last thing I want to share with you guys is that I'm a big part of the personal development system of World Ventures, and Dane was saying, he met me in a personal development event we had in Cyprus. And I can tell you 1000% that the guy you are seeing right now was not the guy that started World Ventures. Actually, it was the opposite. I'm coming from an ex-communist country with an scarcity mentality. My parents were not entrepreneurs. I was living with $120 a month. I didn't have any successful stories around me. So everything you are seeing right now was built through personal development. And fortunately, we have one of the most amazing personal development systems in the world. The company managed to make an exclusive contract with Mr. Mark Aceta, which is my mentor, and the guy that I learned most of the things from in World Ventures. And we're having an event in the 4th of October, if I'm not mistaken. We're having an international event of the company in South Africa. It's called The View from the Edge. It's the only personal development I know in the world that is true theater, right? So Mark Aceta has about 15 to 20 characters, where once he's a painter, once he's a doctor, or once he's in a circus. And from all these characters, obviously, have fun. It will be an amazing trip. I don't know exactly the city in South Africa. But besides the trip, you can really have access to an event that will transform your life. We were speaking at the beginning, if you remember, about building belief in the company and in yourself. That's the main place where you can build belief in the company and in yourself. You'll meet the CEO of the company, probably the president of the company, leaders from all around the world, leaders from South Africa, and you'll really see how big this is. You'll feed yourself with energy. You'll feed yourself with trust in the company and then in yourself, guys. I'm telling you with all my heart. It almost makes me cry when I'm thinking how this company changed my life, and I had to borrow money to go to my first event. The event is right now about $400, if I'm not mistaken, $400-500, including taxes. And I know for some of you guys, it's truly a lot of money. It's a huge effort. Maybe some of you don't have time to go. Maybe you have something in that weekend. But the only thing I can tell you is that whatever you are doing, the money you are saving, those $500 that you are saving, not going to the event, and whatever you are doing in that weekend, not going to the event, will not bring any positive transformation in the next 10, 20 years of your life. And you know that. Your heart knows that. But what I can tell you with all my heart, that if you are willing in the next 1-2 months to work your ass off, right? And to find solutions, to find the money, to find the time, to find the resources, and to go to that event, the possibility of your life to be completely shifted after that event, it's huge. It happened to me. It happened to thousands and thousands of people that we brought to events, and it makes me so faithful of, when I'm talking to you. That's why I have this courage, to tell you all these things, because I know what can happen to you in your life. If you go to that event, if you become successful, I'm making zero money. None of you guys are in my team, but I'm telling you with all my heart, I want to see you successful. I want to see you changing your life. I want to meet you to an event, I don't know, in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and to say to me, Razvan, I was in that call, whatever time ago, and after that call, I took the decision to change my life. I went to work, I went to that event, and my life is completely changed. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So this is what I had to share with you guys. You have an amazing leadership there. Again, Dane, thank you so much for inviting me to this call. I'm sending you guys all the blessings from here, from Romania. And I wish you with all my heart to live your life. And if you have your more money, more friendships, more trips, more success, more abundance, more love, more whatever you want in your life, go to work. Once this call is ended, go on your back office, book the event interview, talk to your leaders, make a list, go to work, and let's make your life a better, a better life. Bless you guys. I will see you soon. Thank you, Dane. Thank you all.